and welcome to High Heels. I'm Radical Ron, and this is.
Tony Damage. Still a little sad, but doing better. Sandra has died.
Oh, okay.
That kind of helped with the mood a little bit.
Yeah, definitely must help. Yeah.
She decided to start doing harder drugs. That's why you should never do harder drugs. Just pot, mushrooms, peyote occasionally. If you get down to South America, try ayahuasca. But you don't want to mess with anything man-made, which she did, and her heart exploded, like mine did. But I'm feeling a little better.
Right on, dude. That's good to hear. Good to have you back, Mr. Damage, Mr. Tony Damage.
Tony Slamage these days, am I right?
Hey. All right. So we're back again. We got some more cards here to review, and being since WrestleMania is right around the corner, it's a couple days away. We're gonna talk about our greatest memories of
Destination X 2012.
I was going to say Starrcade 97, but okay, you'll talk about that, and I'll talk about what I just said. Let's get started with the cards, though.
Oh, let's get high first.
Actually, yeah, let's get high. Wait a minute. Do we have the Blue Blazer by chance?
We do.
Yeah.
Watch how it falls. All right, and what's in this today? I think you brought this.
Yeah, we got Super Jack Hair. I can never pronounce that properly, but it's a sativa, super sativa, right? And it's really, really crystally on the terpines, so smells great also with the terpines. And the THC, I think, was at like 23% or something gnarly like that. So it's very pretty chill, just got you going, cruising pot. So right on. Radical Ron approves.
So I don't know if we're jumping the shark now or if we jump the shark with Pablito.
I think Pablito, perhaps. I mean, he's a homie and everything, but
you know what? The Fonz jumped the shark, and the Fonz is pretty fucking cool.
That's true. That's true. So Pablito, there's still hope.
All right. I'm gonna open this actually.
Okay,
actually,
cool,
no,
sure.
you can open it. I'm gonna smoke.
All right, yeah, for sure.
I want to get stoned.
Cool.
This tastes like a hug. This
So
one's to the
let's
dead
see
bitch.
what I got here. Oh, this is by far one of my favorite cards, if not my favorite card that I've pulled. It's Lex Luger Sting, and it doesn't say it on the card, but my man, Mean Gene Okerlund.
Oh, that's nice.
This is what I'm talking about, dude. So this is the Legends right here. Oh my God.
That's fucking amazing. That is a good.
This
Oh my
card
god.
Is
I'm
definitely going to go. I don't care what else I get. This is amazing. They got Mean Gene on there. They should credit him.
On a card next.
Oh, then that'll be a real competition, right?
That's awesome.
But overall,
Is that from? That's right before Sting went sad too. That's like
Yeah,
that
so-
was a good time.
yeah, kind of.
That was,
I know you've been watching a lot of Sting matches recently. So.
Yes, I have. It helps with the healing, like the dragon semen that you took too.
Yeah, the dragon
That's good.
semen. Dragon semen flows through our veins. It's the life energy of what we live by.
What's the actual name of it again?
Catuaba. It's a bark from the Amazon. But yeah, this is definitely a sick card. Lex Luger and Sting. Can't say enough about these guys. Lex Luger, they wanted him to be the next big thing. Kid didn't really pan out. He's just a big muscle guy. But the torture rack and stuff like that, and the rivalries he had, and the whole Macho Man Hulk Hogan thing joining up together in World War III is one of my favorite pay-per-views of all time. But it isn't the choice that I have for Biggest Win. You have to tune into that later.
All right. So let's see. All right. So this one is. Oh yes, The Rock.
Okay, right on, cool.
I got The
Hayward,
Rock.
Yeah.
Yes, we talk about The Rock a lot on
A
here.
lot.
He's wearing a Just Bring It shirt, which that's
Later era.
That's awesome. Yeah, he's bald at this point. He's definitely doing more movies, I feel, than wrestling at this point in this card. But The Rock's great. The Rock's the man. He's always been the shit. He came in as Rocky Maivia, I remember in the 90s on a pay-per-view, and didn't catch on because it was boring as shit. It was all Roman Reigns. So he takes it.
He learned, dude.
And he fixed his shit. I mean, he might have had more control. I don't know how that shit works, but I mean, fucking Roman Reigns sucks, dude. Anyways, The Rock's badass. He might win. It depends on how many doubles I get, as that seems to be my thing these days.
Hey, double or nothing, I guess. Huh? All right, let's see what the next card is. All right. And the next one for me is, all right. Oh, this is pretty cool too. Coco Beware.
Oh, that's wrong.
All right,
God
cool.
damn it, that's
Oh
awesome.
man, I remember watching plenty of matches with Coco Beware back when I was younger, and it just felt like I watched wrestling all day on the weekend, and that's memories that I would remember. And I remember going to Ultimate Video in Hayward. It's shut down now, but this guy used to go there too.
Yeah, I live on the other side of town as well, but they had like the good deals.
Yeah, and I would rent pay-per-views there. I rented Bash at the Beach, which I ended up buying, the one where the NWO formed, and nonetheless too, like I would get the old school matches of the WWF with Coco Beware, Million Dollar Man, and all that good stuff. So. Yeah, right on. So far, I'm pretty stoked about these cards.
No, that's awesome. I hear from Cole Cabana, not personally, I don't know the guy, I think, but I talk about his podcast a lot too. But he did an event with Coco Beware, and he was saying that he's put on some weight, but also that he does the fucking ass thing, the fucking stink face. Is that what it's called?
Oh yeah.
Stink face apparently, and Cole Cabana was just like, well, I guess he thinks what's cool 20 years ago is still in or something. So the ass face thing. So gross, but his bird's dead too. By the way, his bird died like a couple. He has like a fake one now. He performs with.
Maybe Sandra and the bird met up.
Oh yeah, she's probably being a bitch to the bird too. All right, here we go. Here's the next one.
All right.
I'm getting still other. I'm getting Dean Ambrose.
All right, cool.
Hey, all right, there we
Finally
go.
got a Dean Ambrose thing.
Yes, Dean Ambrose is awesome. They should do something about how awesome he is and not being utilized. He's in good. I was kind of hoping that they would have pulled a fast one and had him win at Roadblock. But of course that didn't happen, and of course it looks like Roman Reigns is gonna win champion again, and it's just gonna. He's gonna get booed out of WrestleMania again, or I guess he didn't really get booed last year, but they more so cheered for Seth Rollins.
Right.
Yeah, I like Dean Ambrose a lot. I think he's probably my favorite of the Shield. It goes Ambrose, Rollins, anybody else, and then Reigns. Yeah, I'm stoked on this.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm curious to see what happens to him at WrestleMania, and fuck.
Can I ask you, man? Does he remind you kind of like a Kurt Hennig, like a Mr. Perfect type of?
You know what? Not really.
Well, how would you like compare him to?
Dolph Ziggler kind of reminds me more of Mr. Perfect a little bit. Dean Ambrose reminds me more. Let's see, I was thinking about it the other day. He kind of reminds me of a Billy Kidman a little bit, actually.
Wow, okay.
And he kind of reminds me more of like a Raven Billy Kidman.
Raven. Wow.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. Okay. I can see that comparison.
Yeah. Kind of like.
Oh, okay.
His own little kind of macho, but like a different kind of macho, not the kind of like Randy Orton tough guy, more like fucked up kid with problems kind of macho,
Yeah. Ambrose is great.
Ambrose is great. Ambrose is good. Sure. I don't know. I have some tough choices here to make right now because these are my boys. Fuck. All right. Well, the dab round.
So we're gonna start off the dab round. We're talking about
Destination X 2012.
Starrcade 97.
All right.
I guess I'll start out talking about Starrcade 97.
Okay, before we do that, I'm just going to talk about the 707 head stash.
Yeah, what you got here?
Chem Dog wax I'm going to be smoking. It's smoking. All right.
That Super Jack H is pretty good on the hair, man.
All right.
Okay, so Starrcade 1997. Many of you may remember it. I think it was December 28th. The main event was Sting, or if you will, the WCW versus Hollywood Hulk Hogan, or if you will, the NWO, and that was for the championship belt. Now, really, it's all about the LWO, but we'll get into that another time. The Sting versus Hogan match, that was built up for about a year. Sting in the rafters, there, the NWO trying to call him out.
I hated that angle, by the way, back in the day.
Oh, I fucking loved it. I was all about it.
I love it now. Now I'm all about it.
Yeah, and and Sting versus Hogan. It was like grip grapples and no big like high flying type stuff. Just a lot of power moves. And then Nick Patrick, who's my boy by the way, the referee, was out there doing his thing. And the whole deal was Bret Hart comes out, grabs the stick before the guy hits the bell. But it was supposed to be quote unquote a fast count, but really Nick Patrick's going, and it's not that fast. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, okay, it passes. But if it was a fast count, so Nick Patrick fucked up or whatever happened there. Anyway, Sting wins, and the memory that we remember the most, because as a kid I didn't give a fuck about that. I just wanted Sting to win. And everybody coming out, Giant in his green sweatshirt, and everybody's like, fuck, and it's a good moment for WCW, and it's kind of like, oh, what now? And they should have gone more with that. And didn't let the NWO get as strong as it did, which led to fucking the demise of WCW. But, if LWO was in charge, it'd be a different story. Look what Eddie Guerrero did. Hey, all right. But yeah, that's what I just wanted to say about my favorite biggest event moment as a child was Sting beating Hollywood Hogan for the WCW Championship at Starrcade.
Yeah, Hogan really delivered a beautiful leg drop on Sting.
Yeah, his leg drops are pretty savage. He was still wrestling pretty good.
Say what you still about Hogan, he does a good leg drop. He has good racial slurs, and his daughter's pretty fuckable. All right, well,
son too.
You're a murderer, murdering murderer. All right. So yeah.
Where's the goodies at, right here?
Yeah, no, they're right here. Oh, they are in there. All right, I lied to you. All right.
No worries.
I'm gonna talk about Destination X 2012, which
that's a good one.
The main event was Austin Aries versus Bobby Roode, the It Factor, and it's good. Hulk Hogan actually is tied to this as well because Hogan it ended up doing. Hogan created Option C, which said the X Division champion can turn in the title for a chance to wrestle a TNA Heavyweight champion. The champion was Austin Aries. Austin Aries, who is now an NXT talent. He this guy.
Oh, okay.
He recently debuted in NXT. I hope the best for him. He's not old, but once you reach your mid-30s, you kind of start getting rejected by the bigger promotions. I guess just the big promotion. But yeah, he wrestled Bobby Roode, who was the champion at the time, and it was a great match. There was a lot of back and forth between submissions of Austin Aries' over-the-head grappler and Bobby Roode's crossface. A lot of Austin Aries jumping off the top, Bobby Roode trying to keep it low. Bobby Roode was the heel at the time, doing that great job of just controlling the tempo that heels do. That really, really, really rhythmic, slow, step outside the ring, pace around, get back in there, just controlling the tempo. Bobby Roode did a lot of that, I love that in the heel. And Austin Aries did the opposite of falling down, getting between them, doing the flips. The submission crossovers are definitely my favorite part of the match. And the end of it, which I remember the most, was Austin Aries pins Bobby Roode for the 1, 2, 3. Confetti comes down. He's holding the championship. He's all stoked on life. Mike Tenay's announcing as the champion, and he has announcing too. I remember watching it when it happened, being pretty stoked on it. I think I had called this guy or texted this guy.
We were definitely texting you for sure.
It was a good one.
Yeah, it was a sick match that we were definitely looking forward to. Two great wrestlers, even still to this day. So right on.
Yeah, doing their things.
Cool. Well, we move on to.
Yeah, that's you. You get your last card.
Our last card here. So let's see. That was good stuff, by the way. It tasted really like lemony kind of deal. It's good.
I'm gonna have a panic attack.
All right. So let's see. My last card is. Hey, all right, George the Animal Steel.
God damn, you got all the good ones.
I've been getting some gnarly ones.
That's awesome. Well, you were right about the Sting one. That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm still gonna pick Lex Luger and Sting, but I loved wrestlers like George Animal Steel, just just go out there and just fucking do his thing. Right, I was talking about history and historic wrestlers in the last time around, and as we talked about some historic big main event wrestling events. Just keep in mind, man, wrestling has progressed so much, but it's still remained the same throughout, too. And to be able to cruise it along this radical voyage with the Dragon Semen and the Dragon Penis and a lot of the stuff, the life energy that flows through our veins out to you, our viewers out there, I just would like to say wrestling rules, and all decades of wrestling are definitely to be checked.
Yeah, Colt Cabana is not too different from a junkyard dog, the comedy style of wrestling, which has always been around, the tough guy wrestling. There's all these great figures that just keep on getting passed down with a new twist, like the Tyler Breeze, for example. This guy was talking about him with the mirror. But I really wanted to say about George Animal Steel is I remember him from one of my favorite movies, Ed Wood.
Yeah,
Ed Wood.
Ed Wood's a great movie.
I remember him being Tor Johnson in there, who was a real life wrestler who was in all the Ed Wood movies as Lobo, or I guess 1 or 2. I don't know. I'm not that big of an Ed Wood fan, but the movie Ed Wood I am a fan of. And Tim Burton with Johnny Depp, and he wasn't a pirate or anything. He was just an eccentric director who cross-dressed. It's really good. You should watch that too, because wrestling kind of happens in that movie.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Look at my last card. And it is
Let's see what you got.
Alicia Fox.
Alicia Fox. All right.
Dude. Why is it always me? Son of a bitch. I don't know who she is.
I think Sandra may have sent you that card.
Yeah, I know.
From Beyond.
She's hot. Yeah. I don't know. I don't care if
So I think
yeah, well,
your
here's
pick
shit,
might be a
man.
little bit easier.
Fuck, man. I think I'm gonna go with Dean Ambrose, actually.
Okay, I can feel that. Right
I'm going
on.
with
Cool,
Dean
cool.
Ambrose.
And then, of course, you know, I'm going to be cruising along with Lex Luger and Sting here. With Mean Gene Oakland, should say Mean Gene on there.
Yeah, shit.
Cool.
All right, well, I'm Totally Damaged.
And I'm Radical Ron. Till next time.
Yeah.
Catch you later.
It's amazing when I see before my eyes, full lips, bubble hits, and the matching thighs. There's something you need to feel with me, the horny, erotic, animalistic tendency. Animalistic tendency.
Oh, I like that one, Alonzo.